In this video, we're going to talk about a major cost of doing business when it comes to running a thrift store and even other aspects of the resale business, like having a garage sale, going to the flea market, selling online. It's something that any kind of business you do where you're dealing with any kind of a customer, you're going to have to deal with, and that is theft. People stealing stuff from you. It's just going to be there no matter how hard you fight it, and no matter what you do, precautions you take. It's always going to be something that's going to happen. Some places more than others, some situations more than others, but it's definitely something there, and definitely something that happens in the resale business, even with used goods, even with junk. Some people might think that it's only only something that happens with new items, with what people think, more high end, luxury, more pricier items. But people will steal anything and everything. I've experienced it over and over and over because I've been running a thrift store business for years, resale business for years, had all kinds of different garage sales, warehouse sales, and it's something you got to fight off all the time. Like, you can have a garage sale or in your thrift store, people will come in and they will put on jackets. If you have a nice jacket, leather jacket or something, they'll put it on and walk out with it. Purses, same thing. They'll take purses out. They'll stuff purses. They'll stuff backpacks. There's just a million things that they do. We find empty packages like behind shelves and stuff all the time because, I don't know, sometimes it's weird because the packaging, it's a small item, the packaging is the same size as the item. It's not making it any bigger or anything, and I think it's almost like they think that we have a, like a sensor in these items or something, but that's not the case. But you definitely have to be on guard because theft, it's going to come at you from every angle. It can get very, very creative, and sometimes you just kind of start developing a sense that people are up to something. You don't really know what, but you just kind of get a feel that something's not right. When you feel something's not right, then you got to pay attention. You got to do your due diligence and watch what's going on. People are going to get mad at you for watching them. Even I've had people get mad at me for watching them when I was literally not even paying any attention to them at all, and start acting great. And then I told them straight up, I was like, well, I wasn't watching you, but now I am, because you're acting the way that you are, and it's my responsibility to make sure that nothing gets stolen here, because it's either my stuff or it's vendors' items that that they're expecting us to try to prevent theft the best that we can. But so a lot of times, they bring, by the way they act, and they start getting all angry and stuff, they bring all the attention on themselves. It's kind of funny sometimes. But we've had people come in and try to stuff anything and everything with stuff. I've had people come in, and this one person came in one time. It was a homeless person, and the reason I know, they looked like they might be homeless, but then they told us that they were homeless. They told us that they'd been living in the woods. It was wintertime, and it was just one of those rainy, nasty days, just really disgusting. And they'd been in there for a while, and they were kind of hanging out in an area where somebody had a lot of nice shoes, either new shoes or light new shoes. And when they went to leave, I noticed they had these bright white shoes on. And the only thing was, though, is I didn't know 100%. I didn't really pay attention when they came into their shoes. But me and the other lady that was there, I was like, I got a feeling that they stole those shoes, but I don't know for sure, so I can't really say anything to them because I didn't know 100% sure. I didn't want to accuse them of stealing something, but I'm just like, there's no way they've been outside, living outside, and it's rainy and nasty, and their shoes are that clean and they're white. So, went back over there to look to see if I'd find some dirty old shoes. I never did, see if they might have left their dirty shoes there. But I still really think that they stole the shoes today. But I couldn't say anything. And then I just know that that's something that happened, the shoe swap thing. Happens a lot at garage sales. You'll go over, and if you have some shoes there, and you'll notice that some shoes are gone, and you'll see some nice shoes are gone, and some dirty, nasty old shoes will be in the place. Happened many times. And then we had somebody had a jewelry case, with a lock on it, opened it up, and right there in the middle of showing them stuff, another person, for just a second, asked them a question, and they answered, and turned their head back around, and there was stuff missing right there in front of them. And they knew that they had just taken it. The person tried to deny it until, we kind of started threatening to call the police and stuff, that we just told them, it's like, we know that you stole the stuff. It was literally here 1.5 seconds ago, and now it's gone. You just, as quickly as possible, reached in there and grabbed it. And they denied, and then finally, though, they finally just confessed to doing it, and they're like, I'm so sorry and everything, but but they had stolen the stuff, and they were trying to get away from it, but we stayed on them. We weren't mean. We were just talking about that this isn't the right thing to do. We started explaining to them that there's a lot of hard-working vendors in here. That it's not rich people that you're stealing from. That you're stealing from regular, ordinary people that are trying to work hard to make a living, that have to pay for this stuff. And I think their conscience started to get to them, and they finally confessed. And then another thing is your equipment. When you're in the resale business, you have to, a lot of times you have trailers and trucks, box trucks, trailers, hand trucks, a lot of equipment and stuff, and you gotta guard that stuff. A few years ago, I bought a brand new 16-foot enclosed trailer. At that time, it was about $4,000, which is way, way more than that. But still, that was a lot of money for me. Bought this thing brand new. And I had it chained, this huge chain, to the light pole in the front parking lot. And a couple weeks after I got it, I went down to the tag office and I got my tag. I had my tag to put on the trailer. I pull into the parking lot and I'm looking like, in the world, the trailer's gone. And then I see the chain laying there, and I'm like, oh crap. Go over there, the chain been cut, and somebody had stolen the trailer. That quickly, before I even got a tag on it. And we ended up finding this thing. So this is the power of Facebook. We started posting on Facebook pictures of it, saying, that we were missing it, whatever. It started getting shared like crazy. And whoever stole it wasn't very smart, because I get a call from someone saying, there's a trailer that looks just like yours. It's parked right here, and it was actually literally 100 yards from where our store was, from where they had stolen it from. And looking at the pictures, everything, I'm like, that looks just like it. I saw some distinguishing features, and lo and behold, it's kind of a long story as far as that goes, but it ended up being my trailer. We had a little situation there, but it ended up being my trailer. I got my trailer back. They had sold it to a pawn shop right down the road, and turned out the pawn shop didn't know it was mine or whatever, and they were supposed to be having all the numbers ran and everything to get the title for it, but it was mine, so I got it back. So from that point on, I put locks all over the trailer. I've got wheel clamps. I've put a gate up in the parking lot so people can't pull up in there at night and drive around and everything. I mean, they could cut the gate, but at least they can't easily pull up in there and get up to no good and drive behind my building. That's a big thing if you have a thrift store. It's like people want to drive behind, and also they will dump stuff on you. Not just taking stuff, but they will dump trash. They will dump old mattresses, old couches. So putting up the gate has made a huge, huge difference. And also, if you have a store, at some point you may get broken into. We were broken into, and the crazy thing about a thrift store is, and probably any store really, it's kind of hard to tell everything that was stolen at first. You're walking around and you're saying, oh, this is gone, this is gone, this is gone. But funny thing was, it took us a long time on some things. Like, we got broken into in the winter time. In the summer before, right toward the end of the summer, I bought all these big drum fans to use in the store. So come spring, it starts getting warm, and I go in the back to get the fans, start looking around, and I realized that all the fans are gone. They had taken all the fans, and we just didn't realize it because we weren't even thinking about fans at the time that they got stolen. So it was a pretty big loss. They got a lot of stuff at that point. They got vendors' items, they got mine, they actually got some gold, a couple guns in the back that I'd gotten out of storage units that were in the back office. So it was a pretty big hit, besides just the annoying factor of that somebody had broken in. And the other thing, it was just the fact that I didn't know exactly what was taken. I'm like, trying to figure out what exactly was going on, and it was really hard to tell. But that's something that's going to happen. You're going to get stuff stolen from you. It's like I said, it's just a cost of doing business. You have to work it in. I've seen some vendors that get really upset when stuff gets taken, and almost with the attitude like nothing should ever get taken. It shouldn't. People should know right from wrong, but there's always going to be people in this world that are going to steal stuff. So it's just literally, it's a cost, just like the light bill, just like my insurance, all that kind of stuff. You're gonna have to just take that into account, that you're gonna have some stuff taken. If you go to the flea market, they're gonna take stuff from you. If you have a garage sale, they're gonna take stuff from you. If you sell online on eBay and Amazon, you're gonna get stuff taken, and by that I mean you're gonna get scammed, and eBay's gonna side with them, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's just gonna happen sometimes. There are a lot of little ways you can try to protect yourself, and you'll learn over time, but sometimes the only way to learn little ways to protect yourself is by being scammed, because you don't even think about the way they're going to do it until it happens, and then like, okay, in the future I'm going to make this small adjustment. So you're going to get more stuff stolen from you at first, and you'll start figuring out ways to prevent it. But if you grow, and the more stuff that you have for sale, and the more channels you're selling in, it gets hard at that point to micromanage every single one, and you're gonna get scammed. You're gonna have stuff taken. It's just a cost to do a business. So if you're in the resale business, or you're thinking about it, just remember that is something that happens even with used stuff, even at a yard sale, even at the flea market. Stuff does get taken, unfortunately, but you just got to be ready for it. Do the best you can prevent it, but don't let it ruin your day when it happens, and just move on from it. But if you like this video, just give us a thumbs up right now. Leave a comment asking me a question. If you like videos like this, all the storage auction videos, and all the other videos we do about the resale business, hit the subscribe button. Y'all have a good one.